In 1914, Brownwood was a bustling Central Texas town with a cotton gin, livery stables because some people still use their horses for transportation, 4 hotels downtown, shops, pharmacies, salons, and even a candy factory. During that year, the Lyric Theater was built and opened as the largest performing arts theater in Central Texas. The giant-sized marquee on the outside was lit, and the excitement of a theater in what was considered the Old West was high. The Lyric was meant for live entertainment, not movies at first, and was called by some an opera house. Traveling performers, individuals, and troops came from all over the United States and even from other countries to perform at the Lyric. Can you imagine the excitement and noise of the people as they entered for a performance? The Lyric was built with a cooling system. Well, not like we know today, but it was one of the first buildings in Brownwood that circulated air to help keep the customers cool in the hot summer heat. The large auditorium and balcony could seat more than 600 people at that time, and they came from all over Central and West Texas. Only Fort Worth had a theater as large as the Lyric at that time. As the massive curtains rose on the main stage, the audience could see 4 additional stages, 2 upper levels and 2 lower level stages on either side of the large stage. These additional stages were revealed just a year ago when the restoration of the Lyric began. As volunteers stripped away sheetrock and plaster, they discovered these hidden stages. Actors could create interesting scenes by playing them from way above the audience, or there could be scenes being played simultaneously on all 5 stages. Musicals, vaudeville companies, Shakespearean companies, and even comedians like Will Rogers played on the stage at the Lyric. Do you think there might have been a concession stand? I wonder what they would have served in those days. For years, people from all over Texas enjoyed live performances at the Lyric. And then in the late 1920s, a new type of fun was introduced in the entertainment industry: silent movies. The Lyric became a movie theater around 1929, even though the stage often had special performances too. Because the movies were silent, someone sat at the piano near the stage and played during the entire movie, creating excitement with music that related to what was happening on the screen. Before long, movies with sound were created. The Lyric was renovated in an Art Deco design, and it became a full-time movie house. Actually, Brownwood had more than 6 movie houses downtown during the 1940s and 1950s. Do you know why there were so many places to go to watch a movie during that time? Brownwood was the home of Camp Bowie, and there were more than 60,000 extra people living in the Brownwood area. Amazing when you consider that our population today is just over 20,000. During this time, there were ushers working at the theater, dressed in their uniforms with gold buttons and sometimes wearing special hats. They ushered you to your seats. Cashiers who sold you a ticket on the outside ticket booth were called door ladies, who took your ticket at the auditorium door. The popcorn boy and the candy girl were employees at the Lyric as well. One of the most memorable movies to come to the Lyric, the opening of the movie Gone with the Wind, starring Clark Gable. Photos show that people were lined up around the block waiting to get into the theater for this performance in 1939. Another special performance, remembered by our former mayor Burt Massey and his friend Tom Jordan, was the movie Killers All. The most interesting aspect of the movie, however, was the presence of the car in which Bonnie and Clyde were killed. Bonnie and Clyde's bullet-riddled car was on display outside the Lyric. Burt counted all the bullet holes. On a Saturday morning in the early 1950s, you could take a quarter down to the Lyric, pay 9 cents to go into the movie, and see a double feature. Buy popcorn, candy, and a Coke for a nickel each and still have a penny left over. Wow! In the late 1950s, the Lyric was closed. The history and the beautiful architecture of the theater were locked up. Only the front lobby was then used, first as a jewelry store and later as a ladies' dress shop. A few years ago, a group of interested citizens got together and decided they just had to try to renovate and reopen the Lyric. They named themselves the Lyric Performing Arts Company. Being very creative folk who worked in several areas of the arts, they began to hold auditions for performances, held children's drama camps, and sponsored special performances. In the past 5 years, many children have enjoyed the drama camps and performances, such as Cinderella, Fiddler on the Roof, The Music Man, and this summer the musical Annie will be presented. Now it's 2010, and we know that the Lyric will open again. Restoration of the theater has begun. The old cooling system is gone. All the seats been taken out. The balcony has been reopened, and many hours of demolition have taken place. There is a plan in place to restore the theater to its once beautiful state. The theater will seat about 350, 200 in the balcony, and 150 on the downstairs floor. New sound system, lighting, stage, and all the things it will take to be a first-class performing arts theater. The first step of the restoration is happening right now. The outside brickwork is being repaired and painted, and the ticket booth has been rebuilt. Just a few weeks ago, the large Lyric sign was hung on the front of the Lyric. Sometime during the summer months, the lights on the sign will be turned on for all to see. Why are we telling you all about the history of Brownwood and about the Lyric? This is for you. The Lyric is planning a street party in front of the Lyric to celebrate the lighting of the marquee, and you are invited. In fact, 2 fourth-grade students will be the ones who flip the switch on the Lyric sign. So get your creative brain ready for a fun writing assignment related to the Lyric. You may be the one chosen to light up downtown Brownwood by flipping the switch on the Lyric.